Hello, and welcome to this very Good Friday Twitch stream. Can everybody hear me okay? If you do, or if you can hear me, go ahead and say yes or hello in the chat.
Is that a yes or hello?
And so we begin. Can everybody hear me okay? If so, go ahead and say yes or hello in the chat. Woo, everybody can hear us. Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us. I am your host, Kristen Hatcher. If you haven't seen me before or met me before, I'm the general manager here at Stardock. And with me today is Paul Boyer, who is the lead designer on Galactic Civilizations 3. I think you're all pretty familiar with him. And we're here to twitch about Galciv 3. And we'd like to encourage questions. I do have a list of questions started already. So if you have any, please use the @Stardock tag and type your questions into the chat. And just so you know, Stardock is actually closed today, and just about everyone is out of the office except a few diehards, like the two of us, or fools, perhaps, you might say. So I won't have a whole lot of assistance. So if the sound starts getting crazy or anything, please let us know, and I will go ahead and adjust that for us.
Is this showing up there?
I'm going to switch us to screen only. Hello, Paul. How are you?
Hello.
What are you going to show us today? What are you working on right now? What is that? That's
I was
pretty.
actually just playing because, you know.
Oh, you're just playing?
Yeah.
How dare you
get it
play
started
in a Twitch?
Well, this is an internal build. This is actually a build from last night. We kind of talked about this on the forums. Hey, those beams are now too thick again. I'm going to have to fix that. We talked about on the oh, you know what? I should send my hair. Get back here. We talked about last week how we're going to be doing more and more updates. Hey, what was that? Did he disappear? No, there he isn't. I don't know if people can see this. There's a little ship. The ships are now orbiting the planets. Yay!
Woohoo!
And I would show you a moon lighting the planet or eclipsing the planet, except for this planet has no moons, apparently. Now I got to get my survey ship back out of there. And oh, and here's a new Prometheon. This is maybe a little over the top right now. I would like to get this to look a little more like a gas giant. It looks a little bit like a rock right now, but that's pretty cool.
Pretty. Wow.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that before. That is.
Yeah, this just got this particle just got added yesterday, and I think if I could find a thulium, which I can't. One of the things I'm doing in this map also is I put everything to abundant. People who've already updated will notice that there was a bug. Oh, holy crap! Yeah, abundant resources is apparently very abundant because there's another Prometheon right there.
I like abundance in all things.
Yes. There was a bug in our generation where like we have this exponent for planet placement, and it was not applying to habitable. It was applying to planets, but not to habitable planets. And so when we lowered all of them universally, and people noticed it, and actually this is a great user. Users caught this actually and sent us, "Hey, we changed this number to 0.5." It looks a lot better, and that wasn't actually the real root of the problem, but it was the sign I needed to figure out what the root of the problem was. So now you'll play when you put even on occasional and everything, you'll get a little more planets, and you'll get but on abundant you'll now get a buttload of planets.
Yeah, I see that. Well, there's just an abundance of everything.
Well, this one I literally have the entire map set to abundant.
All right.
So yeah, that's gonna be a mess. It's gonna be a mess. I also have all the races and all the miners on here. So
oh my goodness.
Yeah, this is gonna be crazy.
Slaughter. It's gonna be a slaughter for somebody.
It's on tough, so
it's on tough.
Yeah. So.
See, this is
but
why
luckily we won't have time for me to die.
There's a few people who've been asking about multiplayer. And I think that we should absolutely do a Twitch with some multiplayer soon. But I tell you what, I can't be that person because Paul would absolutely destroy me. And for those of you who don't know, Paul and I, although we have different last names, we are actually married.
Oh,
and if he
yes,
were
that's
to destroy me in game, he would then have to sleep on the couch for a week. So we would not want that.
They, what we're probably going to end up doing at some point is having me and Brad play, but it'll be exactly the opposite. Though I won't have to sleep on Brad's couch. I will, however, be killed, I'm sure, because I'm a turtle, and Brad is a I go kill you.
Brad is a
That's how
ruthless-
people
yes.
ask how the AI, how we get the AI good, is that Brad just teaches the AI to play the way he does, which is kind of ruthlessly.
Yeah.
So.
Well, let's
Which brings us to, didn't you have a question?
well,
about- yeah.
yes, actually, I
So
had a
that's
couple of
what we call,
questions. Let's start with that multiplayer question as soon as I find it. From Celor, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Is there any additional love plan for multiplayer before release, such as a better lobby system or ability to chat in the diplomacy window?
We will be continuing to clean up the lobby. I mean, there is actually, Nathan is spending pretty much most of his time on multiplayer right now. So there's a lot of love going to go into multiplayer. We didn't currently have a plan to get chatting into sorry.
He's not
into
distractible at all.
diplomacy, but we may, in fact, I do like the idea. So maybe this is one of the new things. I know a lot of people have probably already seen this if they've got the beta 5. Is we now have pirate encounters that at some of the ship graveyards. We're going to make that a little more obvious to the player, and I actually might even make it a. Oh, that was cool. I didn't really. We might even make it a spinner, so you can say I want I want a lot of anomalies and a lot of encounters, and then we could have more encounters that are a little beefier and have them be other than these like 3 little pirates who any survey ship it is a little bit of effort to destroy. But it's nice. It gets you into a battle really early into the game, and that's fun.
You mentioned AI a little while ago, too. So Mohobi is asking, can we please have more in-depth updates on the progression of the AI? A lot of us know where it plans to end up, but where do we stand currently?
Where is this? I thought Brad added a... Oh, it's not here. Sorry.
Oh, Paul.
I wanted to terraform. I thought he added it here. Maybe he added it here. No? I guess I have to get to it the old-fashioned way.
By cheating?
Well, the AI, a matter of fact, there's a lot of talk right now in the office about AI because Brad is finally kind of really digging his heels in, so that's helping.
And by digging his heels in, you mean digging his hands in?
Digging his hands in, yes, to the game. I guess
he's not being stubborn. He's actually getting to work
Yes,
on it.
I didn't even think about it. Yes, digging your heels in has an entirely different connotation. So, yeah, Brad has jumped in, and he's working with Alan, and Alan... who has been doing most of the AI up to now, but has been essentially working with Brad and taking advice with Brad, are now working together, and they're kind of like the dynamic duo, the Batman and Robin of AI. So the AI is really going to advance really fast. Brad is already just in like the build I'm playing right now. That is already smarter. And I was just talking to him earlier, and he was making a bunch of new behaviors for the ships to build, for it to build ships smarter. One of the things that I am working on AI-wise is we're going to get a lot more conversations and interactions that are more race-specific, which will be a lot more fun. I know a lot of people really like it when, the Drengen notice that you're Terran, or the Yor notice you're Iconian, and they and you have a whole back and forth because of your history, and those are the types of things that is all implemented to do. But we're just missing that flavor, and we could even have it have them trigger events and stuff. So that I'm really excited about that. I don't even know where to start mining. There's too much good stuff. How about here?
I don't know if anybody saw it yesterday, but Brad was set the game to play itself with all of the different races, and he was just doing essentially an AI test. How is that a cheat? How does
Yeah, we
How does
actually
that
do that a
happen?
lot on the Twitch,
Okay.
where you essentially, and I'll probably end up doing it today because you end up running. It's easier to answer questions. Is you essentially hit the command console and you type in soak, and that essentially does a series of cheats that turns your player over to the AI, and then sets all the AIs playing against each other. And then you can do a couple other cheats. There's one called Fog of War Trans that will get your. Oh man, there's so much good stuff. I bet if I put
that
this,
there is actually this is a good lesson for all of us that there is something called overabundance.
Yes.
Where you just get lost in
Yes.
you have this analysis paralysis. Where do I go? What do I do?
Oh, I'm wondering. Oh, look at that! Look at that. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 resources. Construct Starbase. Okay.
Beautiful thing.
Yeah. Sorry.
I know
I'm
you're just
simple.
so excited.
I'm gonna request some research.
It's how long have you been working on Galciv 3, Paul?
I came onto the project full time in October 2 years ago, or was it 3?
I think it's closer to 3. Well, it would be two
It
and
would
a half.
be 2.5. Yeah. Yeah.
And you're still not tired of playing the game.
Well, I haven't. It hasn't been fun. I mean, it's fun a little bit, but
Yeah.
you don't get to. I mean, so many things. I always laugh because, you plan and you design, and I have a binder of designs, but until the game actually is working, you really have no idea, what is fun, and so you
Right.
have to get that whole first stage taken care of where you get it to be fun, and then you really work with it and you get some amazing stuff. And just the last month, the game has gone from okay to really to good, and it's on the verge of being really good, and we're hoping it'll be great by the time it ships. So,
Yeah.
and that's with me being a cynical bastard. And we need to fix this.
What's happening there?
There's a mining. This is the same our asset that mines Starbases is mining this planet. So that minus this asteroid. See.
Oh, I see. So
Yeah.
it's somehow
Yeah.
sunk into the.
Yeah, no, it's just that we haven't had time to put a unique asset, and this
Are
is
you
just a
saying
flat
that-
out bug.
That this game is not perfect right now.
This game is not perfect right now.
All right.
Oh, here's a little something that got added back in that a couple of people will notice. Is I don't know if you can see it on Twitch because it's kind of low res, but we put there the toggle for the grid was broken, and we didn't even notice.
Oh,
So you can now have just your area in your Zoc have a grid,
yeah.
or you can have no grid, or you can have all grid.
Nice.
So that,
What's the toggle?
G.
The G
Yep.
key?
You
All
could
right.
also do it from the options screen. But
Yeah. Well, that,
I always
who
just
wants to do
toggle it
that?
from
You toggle back and forth. Now, why do some people like to see
why
the
do
grid?
I owe antimatter? Oh, it's because of that ship. Oh, Brad.
Pay attention
This is
to me.
Brad's fault. This ship got awarded with one of those prototype antimatter missiles. I'm going to have to fix that. Anyways, sorry. That's cool. It's awesome. It's now the most powerful ship in my fleet. I could go kill people for no apparent reason.
Oh, good. Why would somebody like to toggle the grid on or off?
Oh, it's just
I mean, the
a
toggle
plain
itself
preference.
is nice, but it's just a playing preference.
Yeah, it's just a plain.
Because I don't personally see a need to have it on, but
A lot
that
of people like
doesn't
to
mean
count
much.
tiles. They like to be able to at a glance,
okay.
be able to tell how far things are, how many turns it's going to take. We try and do a lot of things like when you select a starbase, we give you that line, so you don't really need to see tiles. You know whether something's in it.
Right.
When you set a destination, you see the path, so you don't really need to count tiles. We even count the moves for you. So we try and make it so you don't need the grid. But, more traditional players like the grid. Other people kind of like this because it kind of makes it, you can at a glance see this big swash of white is me,
Right.
So, did I point out that the asteroids are, wait a second, that doesn't look right. Asteroids are now being lit.
Well, they are.
They aren't in this, or are they? Maybe it's just a coincidence. Yeah, this is just a coincidence that they're lit in kind of similar direction. Oh, I guess they aren't. Darn it. I thought that was in this build. We now have it so the asteroids get lit by the sun.
Oh, very nice.
as well as these Prometheon and the Tholian planets. Oh, this is my ship. I want to go attack that. Ooh, I'm going to take that planet.
So one question we had on the forums, and I think again here in the chat, was that in Galciv 2 there was a list of colonizable planets. Will something like that be implemented in Galciv 3?
You know, I will admit that I never used that in Galciv 2, so I kind of forgot that it even existed. But we don't necessarily have an easy way to do it, because in Galactic 2, the planet list was a little simpler than this, the existing planet list here. In Galactic 2, there was a opponent's planets.
Oh.
Too. You could actually see like multiple.
So colonizable as in takeoverable.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily want you to be able to see planets that you haven't discovered yet, but we might look into doing it so planets that you've uncovered but are not colonized, but are colonizable, could be seen in a list. I don't think seeing dead planets is of any use to a player.
No, I don't think anybody would care about that.
So it is not currently on the list, but don't be surprised if it shows up in a patch.
Okay. We actually have quite a few questions, so I'm just going to keep on going through the list if you don't mind.
Go right ahead. I need more money.
Well, that is what you always say, and
That is
then
true.
I give you your allowance, and then I'm just kidding. Don't air our dirty laundry here.
Would it be wrong of me to attack the Kryn this early in the game?
You know, the galaxy is yours to do with as you please.
Look at all the when you have an abundant. Look at this anomaly. Lots of anomalies, lots of nebulas, lots of everything.
So Enatsuki asks, will they allow people to use different tech trees other than Yor when using the synthetic ability in the custom race, so that I'm not forced to take adaptable, as the Yor tech tree doesn't have extreme colonization?
Yeah. That is just a bug.
Okay.
The Yor tech tree will have extreme colonization. The problem is that I will have to then make extreme colonization do something extra for the Yor, because the reason we took it out, because it's a long, technical, silly answer, but it's a bug. We're gonna fix it. The more concerning thing with the Yor and their tech tree is very tied to them. With the adaptable trait is their food. I'm more concerned about the fact that what we are going to have to do is make sure assembly is tied to the synthetic trait. I believe right now it might get advanced by the tech tree. So we have a couple of little challenges, technical challenges. None of them are hard to do. So yeah, we'll be working on that. But the goal is for you to be able to play synthetic races with any tree, but they'll always be a little less useful because you'll have farms and stuff, and it's like, well, these farms do me no good. I'm more actually concerned about humans who use the synthetic tree and have no farms.
Gotcha. So,
and I wanted to address that by just doing the trees differently, but I don't think that's gonna get done.
And Setalair, I know I'm just mangling these names, kind of asked a follow-up. And it wasn't so much a question as it's saying it would also be nice if your race wouldn't get sickness events when choosing synthetic, unless it was a computer virus.
You know, that's a harder thing to implement than you would think, but it is not undoable. I wouldn't be surprised if it comes in a patch at some point, but it's not something that we currently have planned, because what ends up happening is you end up creating a large matrix of well, check this, and then it's like, well, now we have to check it before you even get the event and make sure you're not synthetic. And it's not undoable. It's just a matter of time, and we're trying to finish up some bigger bullet points at this time.
Fraggle14 asked, can you talk a little bit about the new implementation of resources and the so-called prototype tech that you're going to be able to fit to your ships? I think that was something that came in from the forums. So
Yeah. Well, we have. Sorry, let me get closer to the mic again. I'm sure everybody heard me when I was across the room, but okay. So the prototype ships are kind of cool. As a matter of fact, I was just. Where is that ship? Oh, here it is. This is a prototype antimatter missile. So what we're going to actually end up doing is at the very first missile level, you're going to get, or at the very first level of a lot of things, not everything. Like the sensors you'll be able to get a prototype survey module, but it requires Illyrium. And you'll get a prototype antimatter missile that requires antimatter. So this gives you something to use those resources on, like almost from turn one. Actually, in some cases, from turn one. So this is we're trying to get people to dive into the resources a little earlier. There is a little bug in the current system in that, like, if you do that, technically the antimatter weapon is the highest level weapon. So I can actually show you this probably.
Purdy.
So the antimatter weapon, which actually isn't, okay, yes, it is in here because I'm in the designer, it's showing them. But if I go to the shipyard, you'll see that that defender is grayed out and this cutter is grayed out because I've unlocked that weapon, but I can't build it because I don't have any Illyrium.
Ah.
Okay, so what we're going to end up having to do is make a ship called like prototype cutter, and then that one will gray out, and then you can still be able to build a normal cutter. I mean, you could manually do it, but we don't want the player to have to know, oh, well, crap, I've got to build one without that weapon. So that's just a polish point that we're working on. But yeah, so that's how those work. We'll probably throw in a couple more before we go out. Derek and I were just talking Friday about lots of different kind of cool early game components that are more balanced that we can give to let players kind of dive into resources and just specialization and support a little earlier in the game.
Yeah, that's really interesting too. I have a question, or maybe the beginnings of a conversation about that, which is that Galactic 3 is really kind of meant for hardcore users in a lot of ways. Is there a way for somebody who's a little more casual, and I don't mean casual like somebody who just plays solitaire or whatever, but is there a way for somebody to play just a game in an hour or to play a little bit more casually, or do you really feel like, a person needs to commit some?
No, well, we'll have smaller maps. As Brad was one of the things he's been talking about. We're going to make some smaller map arenas. We're going to try and make it so that a tiny map can be played in an hour or two. The other thing you can do, and I don't want to leave the game, but we have, as of last build, set up, and we're going to keep polishing it, pacing options. Mm-hmm. So if you crank the pacing up to 100 or to maximum or fast or whatever, I forget what the toppest one is called. Mm-hmm. You can really speed up the progress of the game. In other words, you'll be getting text, bang, bang, bang. You'll be getting, ships will be easier to build, and you can play a lot faster. And that's how you kind of speed up things like that. One of the things I want to do, though, it probably won't get in till a patch or an expansion. Hey, look at that. You see that? Can you see this? It's faded out. That's actually a bug on my part, and that I need to change that name. Sarah actually went through and a lot of people complained about text clipping for a good reason, mostly because. But a lot of it was just the fact that we don't want to limit the length of names because users can name things whatever length they want. So what we ended up doing is rather than putting in ellipses, we have made it so they will actually, the longer words will actually start fading out, and that looks really cool. So you can tell, oh, I wrote too long of a name.
Gilmoy asked if I meant a Skittles game mode.
A Skittles game mode. Oh. One of the things I've always wanted to do is have a bunch of, in the quick start, instead of quick start just being start the last game, have it bring up a little menu. Mm-hmm. And that little menu, the top one would be, play what you had last settings. The next one would be like, I have to come up with names, but like, skirmish or arena or just little quick, designed preset, essentially settings you can already do, but set up for you. So it's like, quick game. I want to play a half-hour game. I want to play an hour game. or I want to play a 3-week game. Those are will be different options.
Right. I think that's great. I have a lot of questions here today, so this is great. Thank you guys. You're wonderful. So I'm just gonna continue on here.
Who's this purple guy?
The CW _ asked, can you ask Paul if it would be possible to see the map seed and to allow the game to be started with a given seed to allow the player to replay the same galaxy map but as a different faction?
You know, I just realized is that we don't show the name of the race. This is one of the miners. And I don't know who it is. I see their logo. I guess I could. Let me see. It is the Kelpert.
Klepart?
Klepert. These are Derek's. Yeah. Cool. Anyways, I just was like, what is that purple?
So once again, you just tuned me out.
Okay. The question was...
let me repeat it. Sorry, it tickles me. Can you ask Paul if it would be possible to see the map seed and to allow the game to be started with a given seed to allow the player to replay the same galaxy map but as a different faction?
We actually do keep the seed. That's essentially when you're going to quick, I shouldn't say this because I think that might have changed. Quick play used to keep the seed, so it would essentially do that. The thing I don't know about that I will have to ask Code about is that I'm pretty sure if you change a faction, it is part of what generates the seed, so you would probably get a new map. But I like the idea. We'll look into it.
Okay. Disco Hydra has a question, and he's actually, it was kind of long, so he actually simplified it for me. Thank you. Would it be possible to convince the AI to go to war without you yourself being at war? This would allow players to convince the AI to attack other players. Proxy wars would be possible this way.
That is already possible, I believe.
Oh, how do you do that?
You go in. Maybe there's a treaty you need. Let me see. I'm the Iconians. Oh, I don't have Universal Translator. Sorry, let me get Universal Translator.
That's all right. I know.
Maybe I do like that. The engine is a little, it's very fuzzy. Okay, let's see. I have to. Let's see. You can go in here and say, oh, I think that the treaty must be locked. You might have to get to the treaty. If you're at a certain relations level with a character, you could say, declare war on third party. You say, declare war on Iconians. And then you say, I will give you 1 billion gold. And they'll go, okay. And so, so you have to finesse it. But yeah, you can actually get people to declare war on other people for you. You can also get people to embargo other people for you.
All right.
Oh, this is going to crash if I turn AI back on. AI active for player.
Coffeeholic Cielo has another question. Currently with custom races, we can't select an option to use a custom portrait of our alien leader.
Well, that is kind of true and kind of not true. All you have to do is in the games factions folder, there are 4 folders there. There are folders for Binks, which albeit you probably can't put in because we had to use Bink 2 and we're working on making it so you can use Bink 1. But you can put portraits, and there's actually a background portrait folder. There's a foreground portrait folder. There's a logo portrait folder.
And do you do this on setup when you choose?
No, you can just do it in the main, in your My Documents, My Games, Galactic 3 folder.
Okay.
Anything that's in there will just show up in the list.
Oh, okay.
But there is no way to go browse because browsing from the game interface is kind of a giant pain in the butt.
Okay.
So
all right.
Some point we will probably address that more. But right now you just put it in that folder and they will show up.
All right. Well,
so yeah, and I've already seen a lot of people on the forums doing that, so it must not be. So it definitely is working.
I'm sure it's probably working. I would not have thought to do that. I would have been looking to do it from inside.
It's how we did it in Galactic 2 as well.
So people who've played before are
well,
familiar
I'd like
with
to
it,
think
but
so, but who knows? I forget how Galactic 2 works sometimes.
of course, we'd like all
I
people
launch it every
everywhere to
other
play
day.
this game, so we want to make it as easy as
Oh,
possible.
look, I'm going to flip this guy. I think. Colony is in. Oh, here's a new tooltip that I think we might have to add more to, where it says the colony is in rebellion. Iconian influence is 1.4 times. Yeah, this is what happens when programmers write things. This essentially means, and I probably told them this was fine, so it's my fault. This means that the Iconians, which is me in this case, have more than 1.4 times the influence on this planet than the Kryn do. And that's why they're in rebellion. And as the longer I stay in, they'll get more and more points. And eventually, if they get to 100%, they will flip. Which it looks like they will. Because I think, I put an influence thing here. It's helping me out.
We had a follow-up question about the custom portraits. Would those be available in multiplayer as well?
Yep.
Okay. Sweet.
Yep.
So there's going to be a million Captain Picards and
if
Darth
somebody's going to
Vaders
yell at me, but I'm pretty sure that, we had to do a lot of work to make sure that works.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure it does work. With an exception, I believe your logo, until the game is created, your logo will be a generic logo because, like in the lobby, there's no way to send out the logo to everyone who's viewing the lobby.
Oh, I see.
So, but once you've actually you've started the game, they all exchange data, and the portraits and all that will transfer over.
Awesome.
Along with your ship designs too. Hey, look,
Okay.
we got it.
We actually had another question, and I'm going to look to see who asked it, but I do remember just regarding ship designs and multiplayer. Is there an option? This was Tayak Raman. I'm totally hashing these terribly. I'm sorry about that. Will there be an option in multiplayer to disable ship designing so everybody has to use the pre-designed ones? This would probably speed up turns, and secondly, do AI... Oh, that's a separate question. And I think,
we
some people
actually
might
have
think,
talked about having an option to disable ship designs. Disable the ship designer in multiplayer. It would have to be like a very special option. So we're gonna. It's not currently in, but it is something we're thinking about. Yes.
Okay, awesome.
There's a lot of things we want to do to kind of speed up multiplayer, but we also don't want to nerf multiplayer for when it's just two people playing. If they want to do ship designs,
sure.
But the question really at this point is it? It would be an option like a victory option or whatever, like where you guys all agree before the game starts.
Okay.
Not.
There's a follow-up to that question too. Do AI factions actually modify their ships, or are they always using the pre-designed ones?
Well, actually, that's what Brad's doing today. Is he's making sure that the AI has certain preferences, but in a lot of ways, the AI essentially determines its ships by what it researches, because what it researches determines the ships that get unlocked.
Mm-hmm.
So really, if the Dredgen prefer, and this is what I think Brad's working on now, the Dredgen are going to become, or races will become more inclined to specialize a little more, and the Dredgen decides I'm going to do mass drivers, and I love mass drivers. He will focus on mass drivers, and therefore all the ships that unlock, all of his best ships that unlock, will be mass driver ships, and then he will build mass driver ships. Where the AI does make very special decisions is the AI we actually designed unique ships for the AI that are things that the player will design for himself, so that we make sure that the AI can go, I need something cheap to defend this planet. It doesn't need to have hyperdrives. It doesn't need to have this. But we also don't want to flood the user's design list with all these kind of weird, only good for one thing ships. So we have to have those available for the AI to kind of grab from and tweak. So hopefully that answers that question.
I think so.
Oh, that's cool.
Let's see, I already asked about the AI going to war
This is a good
for
screenshot,
you.
actually.
Let's change tacks a little bit. Shaz L says, once I build a preparedness center or a missionary center, can I destroy them? Or is that a game bug in his current game or her current game. That
I believe
person
we
cannot
made
delete
it so they
them.
could not be destroyed.
Why? Why would?
Because you get ideology points when you build them.
Oh, and
So you could just destroy them and build them and destroy them and
Right,
build them
I
and
see
destroy
what
them
you
and build them and get
okay,
infinite
I
points.
see.
The other option is to then just make them so that they only give like 1 point, and then, but then the problem is the way the ideology systems works. Essentially, you would never really need to care about ideology other than. Oh, I didn't realize that the turns would pace while I'm on here. I can actually watch it build out its planet. That's kind of cool. Yeah, we don't want people. It's an anti-cheese thing, but that's
Sure,
why
yeah.
those are unique to a planet,
Okay.
and they're very useful. I mean, they're one of the easiest ways to get. 50% planetary defense is a huge bonus. So, why doesn't it show it on my screen here? That might be a bug. That might be my fault. I'll have to look into that. Oh, I probably never changed that to a flat. I have found a bug that I will have to fix.
Excellent.
Paul, when you watch this again later, remember that you said that.
Do you usually rewatch?
I
these?
usually will watch it to see how embarrassing I was.
You're not embarrassing.
Look how busy it gets when you have this many races. And I'm not even. I mean, this isn't even. Wow. Okay.
It's
Yeah.
it's kind of a mess actually, but it's great. It's very
Yeah,
pretty.
Well, there's 2 wars
colorful.
going on, and I guess they're with me. But I think, yeah. Look at
Who
that.
are you?
I'm the Iconians, and I'm at war with the Drengen and the Yor. Not surprisingly,
Right.
I'm not trading with anybody, or is that here? Let's hit. Oh, holy moly! Wow, look at that. That's
Yeah.
awesome. We didn't. We don't leave this on purpose because it gets. Oh, and look, there's a bug. This is offset.
Oh.
Colin, when you oh, look at that! And it did it only yeah, it only happens. Holy moly! Show all throws off the Matrix. The Matrix. Take the red pill. Okay, so I wonder if I exit the screen and come back if it'll look right. This is how we debug. Yeah, so that's weird. Yeah, this could be very confusing to a normal person. So we have this off on purpose because it shows I'm at war with these guys. I'm allied. I mean, I'm neutral with these guys. But the minute you turn on all the lines, you can see, okay, he's trading with him, and he's trading with him, and he's trading with him, and apparently nobody's trading with me. But the Thalion and the Altarians are at war. The whatever this little race is, the Knack Collective is at war with
Cax.
the Cax.
I like Knack better.
Kelp, yeah. So, well, the Knack was, banned.
I know. I guess maybe that's why I like it.
Yeah.
Because I'm old.
I just realized Soak doesn't play the UP. Here is all of the treaties that everybody has. Holy moly. It's apparently doing a lot of trading. Look at all those trade lines, too. You can see that, like I said, just the little work Brad has been doing on the AI has got the kind of sped up the pace a lot.
Sailor asked, why are the Archeans not a minor race, as it states in the databank section on the website, that they are still around, just not a major player?
They're still around, but they're going to come back as a major player.
Aha.
They are actually kind of in the campaign, but mostly because it opens up on Archaea. And the Terran First Fleet is coming back from the Pocket Universe. And like you see in the trailer, when the ship comes through and takes back Archaea, that's going to be the first mission of the campaign, where you come in with this giant death fleet, you take out, and you recapture Archaea. But at that point, the Archeans are pretty much refugees and slaves. So for the rest of the campaign, they're pretty much a minor, but they don't actually come in. But they will come back probably in the first expansion as a major.
Speaking of that, I know somebody else had asked, and I think everybody's curious to know. I know the campaign has yet to, it's something that you guys are working on. What else? We're going to be releasing this in May. What else still needs to be put in the game?
Well, actually, we're approaching like game wise, mechanic wise, we're pretty much feature complete for 1.0. We're missing a lot of UI feedback things that we need to focus on. The notifications system is coming in. The pirate system which is probably the only real like game feature that is missing. And it's not that it's missing; it's not fully implemented. There actually are pirates, but they're not getting their pirate bases, so it's like they aren't there. So we need to get and then of course the campaign. So, and then there's also a screen here on the govern list, stats and graphs. That's got to come back in.
Mm-hmm.
Man, there's a war apparently a brewing between somebody.
Well, this is what happens when you get all these people together.
And they just died. They attacked this planet and died. Ooh. Oh. That was crazy. Sorry, I got distracted by violence.
I know.
We need to get it so that's cool. One of the things we just did is we redesigned almost all of the Altarian ships. We're probably going to be making a couple polish passes on some of the older ships to kind of keep them at like the quality level that we've established in the last few. Also, there's a whole new pirate ship style list that people will be able to play from. So all the pirates will have a unique thing. They'll have their own unique star bases and stuff. And also, if the players want to play as that style, they will be able to. Which brings us to a question that you asked me earlier.
I'm sorry. What was it about?
About in Galactic 2, people could make ship styles. I don't know what we call them in Galactic 2. Where you could say, this is my defender, and this is my sniper, and this is my survey ship, and that is something that we will be adding, but not in the base game.
So I had two questions from Coffeeholic CLO. One was, in Galciv 2, we were able to handpick the color of our ships, primary metal, secondary metal, windows, and engine exhaust for our custom factions, instead of having to select a pre-made set of colors for custom races. Will this feature be implemented for release?
No.
Okay.
Actually, so that's part of...
What's that?
That is one of the miners. Probably wants to talk to me.
Probably. Tell you what a slave driver you are?
Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
We need to work on... and this screen's going to get a polish pass. It's pretty hard to read right now. What these really need is a lot more icons and colorization and some better feedback. Look here. Here's declare war on. So I could say, I would like you to declare war on the Yor for me. Oh wait, they dislike the Terrans.
Quite a bit.
Quite a bit, yeah. So they'll be more inclined.
What is the difference between dislike and hostile?
Well, dislike is I don't like you. Hostile is we could come to blows at any time.
Okay.
And I could say I'll give you a non-aggression pack and they're not going to take it. And I will embargo the dredging for you. Oh, see, I got it. So now I have to quit trading with the dredging.
Mm-hmm.
Give them a non-aggression pact and open borders, and they will declare war on the Terrans. I don't know why I would do that, other than just to as an
just
example.
Why not?
So there we go. So that is the type of crazy backfighting you can do, but that will actually break any trade routes I had with the dredging, which I must have had one, or else it wouldn't have showed them in the list. Oh no, I couldn't have had them in the list because I'm at war. So I just kind of gamed them. So we probably want to stop that. Did I lock the game up by quitting my soak?
Some more questions for you.
I might have killed it by quitting the soak.
Is asteroid mining still a feature to come in? That's Zapgun for Hire asking.
We are planning on getting it in, yes.
When will race trading, ship trading be live?
Race trading and on you mean on Steam? Is that what I think he means?
Sea Lord, do you mean race trading and ship trading on Steam?
I think when I cheated, I broke the game, so that's kind of sad for me.
And well,
Yes, well, we are. We will have ship trading definitely at release, and then we will be adding more and more. And by trading, I mean sharing. And then we'll be adding factions, and then once we get modding tools and stuff out there, you'll be able to share maps and even scenarios. So not all at first. Ships will be out right away because we want people sharing ships immediately. But yeah, next then probably races.
okay.
And then maps and scenarios will probably come together, and then actually the ship style list, the ship styles, will also be something that you'll eventually also be able to share. So if you want to build the Star Federation ships and make it a style, you could.
Okay.
And then share it with your buddy, which you could do right now just by setting up files. But in the future you'll be able to do it the other way.
Some Sailor also asked, is Rifts still in?
Rifts have been pulled out and moved to the next expansion because they fall into they're part of the campaign lore, and it doesn't make any sense to have them in the base game until the campaign has happened. So it just was easier for us just to go, you know what, let's make it that, because essentially what happens is when they come back, they bring back some nasty artifacts from this pocket universe that, when used to essentially destroy everybody at your hands, maybe damage the universe a little, and then these rifts start tearing
that makes
open
sense.
and bad stuff happens. So what we're going to do is move them into the next into Crusade, which will be the first expansion, and we're going to make them have a little more oomph to them instead of just being this kind of moving obstacle is what they were in Galciv. I mean, in the original design, we're going to make them like actually tears in space-time, which will be a lot more fun.
Right. Part of the Sailor's question was maybe that Rifts would be in Beta 6, and just to address that, I don't believe we plan a Beta 6. Is that correct?
We are going to be updating, as you can see, actually, because we have a patch this week, and we're going to have a patch next week. We'll probably be updating every week or two until we release, and if any of those are substantial enough to be called a Beta 6, it will be called Beta 6, but really it might be 5.1, 5.2, 5.3.
Gotcha.
Until we're done. If we end up coming up to something that will break saves, we'll definitely call it Beta 6. But we're very much trying to make sure that saves don't break from here on out.
Sailor, who is has a lot of questions today. That's great. Will there be more official Stardock races and logos prior to release?
Yes. As a matter of fact, I am working on them, and the art team is working on more.
Great.
My goal is to have 100 race logos.
Nice.
In the game, because we want to support 100 races. Although technically I think it actually supports more than that, but we only say 100. So we will have more of those. I guess maybe I screwed this up by pausing it and doing all that cheating, which sucks because I wanted to have a battle. But now it seems to auto-resolve all my battles because it still thinks I'm soaking. Yeah, see? They're just dying.
Yeah.
Anyways, maybe I'll exit out.
So, sorry, I guess I'm just,
but one of the
just
other
checking
things
for other questions.
we
Sorry
will
about
also
that.
be...
Got lost.
Oh, I actually didn't mean to exit to here. I just meant to exit to the main menu. One of the things we'll also be doing is... Oh, really? I thought we fixed that. Maybe I just hit the play button too fast. One of the things we'll be doing... is also adding more color schemes. I know that people want to be able to do pick their particular color, which eventually you'll be able to do. But we need to turn off the cloud sharing on here because now it's downloading my saves.
When you get in there and you're just getting started, before you load your saved game, can you go into the options and show us how to change your resolution for the game? Somebody was asking in the channel. Yeah.
We've wanted to get the get it to automatically just resize on the fly. Turns out that's kind of a pain in the butt. So that may not make it into the first release. So you still will probably have to reboot to resize. You will definitely have to restart. You'll definitely have to restart to change UI size, because essentially you have to rebuild the atlas with different assets each time. Otherwise, we end up having to store both sets of assets in memory all the time, which is just a waste of memory. And, we already have, enough to worry about memory-wise. Is there anything I could do to make it stop doing this?
I don't know, to be honest with you.
I don't know how the enable cloud.
And Atsuki is wondering, will we get a planetary destroying weapon like the Death Star laser?
There are several planet-killing weapons that are still planning on getting in, but none of them are like the Death Star, like blow up the planet. They're more like the Spore weapon from Galactic 2 that just kills the planet with the one hit. Sorry.
That's all right. Take a moment.
This is new to me. All right, let's see if maybe this will play now.
And we've actually got 9 minutes left.
Well, we got to at least have one battle. I don't understand why this is saying it's updated. Maybe if I kill Steam itself. I didn't even mean to go to this damn thing.
And looks like some part of Steam is still alive in the background.
I don't know what. Oh, here. It's probably because I had left a bunch of notifications.
Yeah, a couple of people on the thread here are saying you needed to do exactly what you just did, which is to kill Steam. And
that's annoying.
It is annoying.
All right, give me a whirl. Come on, give me an A. Still doing it.
Unbelievable.
Okay, anyway, so we'll just cross our fingers and hope it shows
While
up.
we're waiting for that to happen, let's...
oh, wait, there it goes.
Oh, good.
Now it's catching up. I don't know what was going on before.
We've got some questions here, though, we can get through. Jono LR asked, what do you think of restricting the carrier module to larger hull sizes, say medium or large and above? It seems silly that small hulls can carry a module immediately, and with only a small bit of research, even a tiny hull can carry one.
Are you serious? Yeah, I will. Yes, you definitely should be able to do that.
Okay.
I did not know you could.
Well, there we go.
Yeah, good catch.
Yes.
No, you definitely should not be able to. You really should need a cargo, a large or a huge, to do a carrier module.
Okay.
Also, one of the things I'm doing is we're going to take the drone, the first 2 levels of carriers are going to give you 5 ships, but they're going to be really low end. They're going to be drones. They're going to be smaller than a tiny, and they're pretty much just going to be a fixed set of weapons. So they're going to be really cool early game, but late game they won't be as powerful. And then above that will be escort and carrier modules, escort and assault modules for later in the game, for like Age of Ascent or Age of War, like late Age of War. So so we'll be changing that a little bit to kind of better balance the carriers. One of the things.
Wait. Oh, you're gonna. I was just gonna ask you
to show you options.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you can just go in here. This one of the things that people get confused by, and I'm not quite sure why. If you have this not full screen, I know somebody on the forums was not happy about this, and I don't think they realize how this works. If it says not full screen, but this resolution is the size of your screen,
it'll be full screen.
It'll be full screen.
Gotcha.
Full screen essentially forces it to be full screen, even if your resolution is. If you wanted to run smaller, say I wanted to run, for some reason, 1280 by 760
Sure.
on this resolution, I could.
It would not run it in a window. It would force it.
And if you want to run it in a window, like what I tend to do at work, because I'm working on the game I need it running, I will run in a window at 16 by 9, and that way it's running full game and it's not tiny, but I can see it and it's fully in a window, and I can quickly go back and forth into Excel or whatever I'm currently using.
And those resolution options are the only ones. You can't set a custom.
No, these scan your video card, what is allowed by your video card.
Okay.
So if you have a nice video card where you can create custom resolutions in your card, they will show up in here.
Okay.
So, but no, you can't just manually put them in there because we used to, like in Galactic 2, you could mostly, but then every once in a while you'd hit a weird resolution where everything would explode. So we just don't let you do it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You can actually really kind of mess up where like fonts will be in one place and the screen will be over here because the different numbers are returning from different values. Now, as video cards have gotten more and more advanced, there's really a lot. You have to pander to them quite a bit.
Yeah. Are you going to start a new game? Oh, you have to. You don't have a.
Oh, actually, I could probably No, it'll soak. I'll just start a new game.
Okay.
I don't want to get in trouble.
Well, we only have 5 minutes left.
Well, I'll just get in here and blow something up.
Okay, get in there and blow something up. I love it.
Two classic Terrans.
All right. Gilmoy asks, fend off an invasion. What happens when your invasion fleet runs into my planetary defenses?
Okay, your planetary defense essentially cuts the invasion. Okay, I'm trying to make this a little clearer in the tooltips and in the explanations. Essentially, the way it works is your fleet has a certain number of troops on it. That troops are, say, 10. Or let's say 2. No, let's say 10. Okay, just for the hell of it. You say 10. You have a soldiering of 50%, which is pretty high. You then... so that what essentially that means is that you end up with a adjusted attack force of 15, right? So now you're technically at a 15 attack for this planet. The planetary defense cuts that in half. Okay, if you have a 50% planetary defense, it will literally cut that in half. It'll cut your soldiering in half or whatever. So you will end up with only half of your forces hitting the planet. Those numbers can stack, though. So if you have 100%, I can literally not hit your planet, but I use bombardment or something that lowers your planetary defense and counters your planetary defense. And then once your troops hit the planet, they go from tile to tile, depending on how many pods you have. Sometimes they'll be going from, if you have 2 pods or if you have 4 transports, you could actually literally have like 4 or 8 pods hitting a tile at a time. That they hit each tile at a time, and the entire population of the planet is divided up by the number of tiles. So say I attack Dallas, I'm not fighting all, I attack Texas, I'm not fighting all the United States, I'm just fighting Texas with this transport. It goes down, it fights, and that resistance, your resistance bonus, is what determines what percentage of your population fight, right? So I have 20 billion people on a planet. I have a class 10 planet. I've got 2 billion people per tile defending. I'm attacking with 4 people. My guys come down. They'll kill the first 2 tiles, but then they might lose enough people by the 3rd tile when they fail. And once they fail, they've lost the invasion. So what you want is a high resistance and a high planetary defense. And then once you have those, late game, when everybody has that, that's when the strategies of the different invasion types really come into handy, where, just throwing people on a planet isn't worth it anymore. Now you have to do tidal disruption or something to get those planetary defenses, the resistance down to where you can take the planet.
All right.
So hopefully that answers a little. I know it sounds kind of weird, but it's actually quite straightforward once you look at it. I think the problem is I just need to make sure that is conveyed better. Oh, hey, we never did. Well, let's do this real quick here. Here is there's a ship flying around. Watch. Come on, Moon. Hello, Moon. The Moon
is that a defensive unit that's flying around?
Yeah, he's stationed there.
Yeah, okay.
That actually now works on, I think it's in this build. Yep, works on star bases and shipyards too. And
does that little guy add to the defense?
Yeah, it always has. It's just that there was no way of really seeing it. So you'll see here the Moon is blocking there, so finally.
So that it's,
and casting shadows. We need to adjust the kind of the way it looks, but yeah. And this is a really, really not something I should probably be showing, but we're starting to put in rings. We've actually pulled this style of ring out already and replaced it with something better.
Okay.
Let's do a fight. More questions?
I am looking to see if you haven't answered all of these. I think we've got a couple more. Just want to...
Let's do test all and see what happens. See if that still works.
Did you answer this one? I apologize if this was is a repeat. Unlike in Galciv 2, we still can't select a pre-built list of ship designs.
That is the one I meant with the ship style list.
We designed ourselves. Okay.
Yeah.
For our custom faction.
You can do it as a mod, but we will eventually make that an actual tool. It's just that it's a really, excuse me, really complicated. There's a long list, and it's kind of a complicated screen, so we decided to push it a little bit. But it will, it'll come in with probably at the same time as we bring in the custom, where you can pick individual colors per material.
Okay. Gilmoy asked, what happens to a partially conquered planet? I wasn't...
if the planet is partially conquered, it is they lose as many people as they lost. You don't get it. And then the next transport has a better chance.
Okay. Okay. For some reason I was thinking it would be like half colonized by one race and half by the other or something. That's pretty colorful. My goodness.
This is always... also, unlike in Galciv 2, not everybody in each tile dies even if you win the tile. So you can actually, depending on the invasion method, like if you use information warfare, you can take a planet and almost keep its entire population. So therefore you don't get screwed by, you wiped out the population and now you've got this planet with 4 people on it. So that's pretty good.
I'm going to turn our cameras back on, so make sure you
not
do anything you shouldn't be doing. Hello. We are actually past time, but Gilmoy actually brought up that, and he said, speaking of shadows on the moon, there is a total lunar eclipse tonight past midnight. Totality at 5 o'clock Pacific time. So if anybody is out and about this evening, as they might be on a Friday night.
Is it here? I thought it was only like in like San Francisco.
Yeah, well, I think if you're on the West Coast, you'll be able to see it, is what he was saying. I think we can see a partial one here.
Oh, cool.
So that, well, and by here, we mean in Plymouth, Michigan. All right. Well, I think we got to just about all the questions that we possibly could. That was, you guys have been great. Thank you so much for helping me out with keeping us rolling along here. Anything else that you want to say? Do we have patch coming next week? This week
there is an
we already
opt-in
had
patch right now. If you want to try it, this is what I was playing right now. Oh no, actually, I'm playing next week's opt-in patch.
Okay.
So there's opt-in patch now that fixes some of the really annoying things: the abundance, the planetary abundance bug, the scouts only having one move. That's been fixed. So I definitely recommend it, though it's opt-in because we just didn't have time to test it, but it seems pretty solid. And next week there will be another one, and then the one that is out right now will become not opt-in, and then we'll probably be doing this pretty much every week from here on out.
Awesome. Okay, well, thank you, and thank you guys for joining us. I hope you have a good holiday weekend if you celebrate this holiday. And
wait.
Oh, please.
If you have not if you have not reviewed the game and you enjoy it, or if you just have not reviewed the game and you have an opinion,
yes,
please do. It's very helpful to us on Steam to get as much feedback as possible. Obviously, if you have very specific things, give us a shout out in either the Galciv forums or the Steam forums. But if you just would like to, if you like the game, if you're enjoying it, let us know.
And here's a thought or a request for all of you. If you have reviewed the game and whether you've given it a good or a bad score, and things have changed quite a bit since you've reviewed it, we would appreciate it if you could go back and update your review to reflect kind of some of the the newer stuff that is in the game now. And
Yeah,
have
there's
we
still
actually
a lot
addressed
there's
some
still
of
a
your...
lot of negative reviews based on alpha, like the alpha
Right.
release, which is it's
It's
very
it
frustrating.
hurts a little
for
bit
us.
because
Yeah.
that was alpha, and
I
or
love
at least
this new skybox. I'm gonna get some good screenshots in here.
yeah.
One of the things we're going to be doing, I know we're supposed to be done, is we're going
okay.
to be getting a better free cam.
Oh,
That's awesome.
okay.
I should be taking pictures of that. All right.
And while you guys are at it, if you like the game, please tell all of your friends about it and let them know that it's coming in May. We have often done well with grassroots marketing, so we appreciate your support in that. And if you hate the game, tell your enemies.
Hey, look, this is another one. I guess Akil went on a bender.
Good job, Akil.
That's nice.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining us, and we will see you same bat time, same bat channel next week. Glory to all ships at sea, boots on the ground, hands in the air, subs in the waters.
Feet in the air.
Whatever.
All right. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Bye.
You just made like one